Welcome back to another Tier That. Today I'll be tiering the 21 Pilots Breach album. I wanted to tier this Night Of, but as you might know from my last video, I explained that it's such a hassle to get your new computer set up to make your YouTube videos the same way as you did previously. So here we are today with the Breach album. Let's start off with Drum Show, which is easily an S tier song. It was one of the singles they dropped beforehand, and when they dropped it, I said they don't even need to release the album. They've already overdone their expectations here. They've already exceeded all possibility. No, that's not true. But I did say, wow, this song it's worth an entire album. That's how good it is. For those of you who don't know about the Breach album, though, it was released after the Clancy album, and they said the Clancy album was going to end their whole story thing they were telling, and then it did not. And then they surprised us with Breach 18 months later. Of course, it was only announced a year after. Anyway, it was all very exciting. So, Center Mass, I do love Center Mass. Center Mass is one of the songs I consider to be a vibe, along with Raw Fear. They just get that beat, and they're just awesome. Center Mass, absolutely S tier. Raw Fear's been growing on me, but I still think it's S tier for sure. Thought that the first night, and I still think that now, even though it's still grown on me. Cottonwood moved me, I will say. But I think the important part is I need robot voices. I think the most amazing part of this album was it was robot voices into Center Mass, into Cottonwood, into One Way, and I just thought, wow, this is really something here. They're cooking here, and this is basically just one entity. So clearly, that's all S tier. It's not often that, I don't know, they release just 4 bangers in a row. Actually, it's very common for 21 Pilots, but not common for other artists, so gotta respect that. The Contract is the single that they dropped before the album was released. They dropped it like a few weeks after they said they were going to release the album. It was crazy. So The Contract, along in that singles section, S tier. City Walls was the one that really ended the lore, and by golly, was it amazing. For those of you who don't know, City Walls ends with the music from Heavy Dirty Soul being the first track on Blurry Face. They completed the cycle. It was crazy. Don't want to spoil anything just in case you haven't gotten into it yet. You can go watch all their music videos, and then end with City Walls, and it was awesome. Intentions was also amazing, S tier. Intentions was Truce from the Vessel album, but it was played backwards, and then he wrote new lyrics for it, so that one's crazy. That was my favorite one, Night Of. It was just the perfect ending to the perfect album. Downstairs, also S tier. I've listened to Downstairs probably more than any of the other ones besides The Contract and Drum Show, because they were singles that came out before, but oh my goodness, out of all these songs, yeah, Downstairs. No shade to robot voices, which I also love. Garbages, that's also, well, we gotta we'll put it over Raw Fear. It's also S tier. Really good. That's all I have to say about that one. Days Lie Dormant, which goes right after One Way. There's a little audio track that connects the two. It's pretty funny. And Tally, man, Tally's good. Yeah, we gotta go Tally, S tier. Yeah, this album, I don't know, it was perfect. And in classic Tier That fashion, we have the last one, which this one isn't really my fault. This is 21 Pilots. They released this after the fact. Drag Path, they released it in their digital remains, and man, Drag Path is crazy. Yeah, so that's the Breach album. I think that this is probably their best album they've ever released, and I'll continue to stand by that. I'll have to tier the 21 Pilots albums sometime. So anyway, thanks for watching, and that's Breach for you.